B.K. Royston Publishing. Now, Lisa said her cousins in the South did snuff and she wanted to be like them. You know, that peer pressure is strong.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, Deborah Moss, you are with BK Royston Publishing and you have a children's book. And we want to welcome you to Black Authors Matter TV.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for
Well,
being here.
I love the way
Yes.
your head wrap is. I know you had a head wrap in your photo. Is that what
Thank
do you
you.
wear them all the time?
Sometimes occasionally, but for the most part, right now I'm wearing them, but when I'm at home or just out and about, I typically don't.
Oh, okay, okay, but it looks good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you have a copy of your book, Hello Beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Great. And so
Yes.
I like the family photo. I like the family photo.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
so what is this your first book?
This is my third.
Third book. Okay. So are all of your books with BK Royston or did you publish some of them on your own before you got with
No,
BK?
all of them are with BK Royston.
Okay. All right. Because Julia said they had like a children's line, a children's
Yeah.
imprint. So what led you to write Hello Beautiful? What was your motivation?
My motivation was I went through a lot as a child of feeling unworthy, low self esteem, no confidence. And I really wanted to write a book for children, for African American children, so that about mental health, about bullying, so they could read it and understand what they're going through, so that prayerfully, when they're my age at 27, they're not still going through the same thing they were going through as a child.
Okay. Now is bullying I mean, we had bullying when I was growing up, but it seems like it's because of the advent of the cell phones, smartphones with everybody taking a video. Um, it seems like the bullying becomes a group thing, and then it seems like it escalates. And instead of somebody stepping in and breaking it up, everybody's trying to film it.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely agree with that. There's nowadays there's a lot of cyberbullying and a lot of bullying of, well, let's take a video like you said and post it on social media and embarrass the person further. So I think there's a lot of what's the word for it? Fear, when they just feel like they have to do something because their peers are doing it, feel like
Okay,
they
peer
have to do
pressure.
it. Yes, ma'am, peer
Mm-hmm.
pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling like, let me record to take the spotlight off of me, because maybe if I just join in, they won't do this to me.
Oh,
So
I
more
would
so,
say that bullying has gotten worse, and you're right. The internet has made it much worse, and it started, I think, with people just going on the internet and bullying the person. Just maybe messaging the person and bullying them, and then
right,
it's gotten to taking a picture and posting the picture, and then it's gone to video. And it's sad because now even adults are doing it to each other. It's not even just kids doing it anymore. And so
right,
when kids are seeing adults doing it to each other, what makes them say, "Oh, well, I shouldn't," or why should I not do it when I'm seeing adults doing it? So,
right.
it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And
yeah. And with AI, I saw this one situation that was reported in the news. The young lady, they would use AI to make it seem like she had posted naked pictures of herself. And
Hmm.
then they spread that. And it wasn't even true.
Right,
Um, and how do you counter that? Once it gets out there, it's out there. And no matter what you say, you can't. you can't counter all of the people who all the eyeballs that have seen you and believe it. You can't counter that. And so
Right.
it's leading some people, some people, some young people, it's leading them to commit suicide because they just can't handle it, or they can't, and that would be difficult for anybody to deal with, including adults,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. I definitely I'm under the impression and the understanding that a lie will spread quicker than the truth.
Oh
And
yes,
that's unfortunate.
that's true. But there's a
Yep.
there's a saying that good news travels fast, but bad news travels much faster than good news.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
whoever said good news travels fast, I guess they were an optimistic person. They were, but bad news travels really fast.
Yeah, even when they
Yes.
know the truth.
Yes,
Right.
You
yes,
can
Right.
they can have the proof of the
yes,
truth, and it will
yes,
still travel slower than the lie will.
yes.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So what about what's the storyline in Hello Beautiful?
So in Hello Beautiful, the storyline is about a young African American child. She's going through, like I was talking about, the low self-esteem, the not feeling self-worth, and she's going to a new school. And at this new school, she's met with bullying with a young girl and a young boy. The young boy's not necessarily bullying her, but like I was talking about, he's doing it so to be friends with the bully, so she doesn't bully him.
Oh,
And
okay.
in the story, it talks about the young girl that's the bully, how she's going through at home with her mom speaking native to her, not pouring love into her. Her dad just passed. So it really talks about only hurt people hurt other people. And it talks about how Alana stands up for herself. The main character stands up for herself to the bully and tells her, "You're not going to do this to me anymore." And the bully then explains to her, "I'm so sorry. This was going on in my life at home. I didn't know what to do with all my emotions." Because a lot of times children don't know what to do with all their emotions, especially bad emotions.
Hmm.
So with that, they kindle a relationship of understanding we are both hurting. We can help each other grow from the pain, or we can add to the pain. And so that's the overall narrative of the story.
Oh, okay. So she becomes friends with the bully, with her bully, or he, whichever. They
Yes,
become
ma'am.
friends
Yes, ma'am.
in the end.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if I ever became friends with any of my bullies. I can't recall.
Yeah.
I don't remember being friends with them. I just had hoped. You try to make yourself small so they won't see you. You hope they don't bully you this time. And this
Right.
was before, so we didn't have social media, none of that. So this was just one-on-one bullying. We didn't really, they didn't really do group bullying when I was in school. It was mostly one-on-one. I was a small person, and so I was a target for big people. So,
Yeah.
they would bully me. But then I normally would have another big person that would come to my defense, on
Hmm.
their own. So that was helpful. But
Yes.
people bully people for all kinds of reasons. And as you said, hurt people. Because I don't
Yes.
think you can feel good about yourself and bully people.
No.
There's something you're being mistreated at home or somewhere.
Hmm.
Otherwise, that emotion of wanting to bully people wouldn't be manifest.
Right, right. And that's why, I have a huge passion for mental health. And that's why even in my stories, I dive into mental health and depression and anxiety because, children go through that as well. They show it in different ways, but they
Mhm.
still go through that. So the child you might not be being bullied, but you might be the bully. You're going through something's driving your choo-choo train. So it's like you have to look inside, and I feel like that's why it's important as the adult to have those type of conversations with your children or with your niece or your nephew, because many children they just suffer in silence. They don't tell
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I don't know if teachers intervene. A lot of this stuff happens outside the classroom, though. So,
Hmm.
or you're on your way home.
Yep.
And I saw the one recent bullying thing where the mother they were attacking the mother and the child, and I
Hmm.
think sent
Yeah.
them to the hospital or something. It's just like
Hmm.
who does that? Whose kids are like to the point where they're attacking and the mother was pregnant.
Oh
That was
wow.
fairly recent, in the last few months, where it was
Mm,
on the news. I forgot what
yeah.
city it was in, but and that was, that's a shame. So, um, now what are your other books about? Do you have your other books handy? The other two books?
I don't at this time.
What do you have about?
The first book is called it's about my story, and it's called Don't Allow Your Past to Hold Your Future Hostage. Don't allow what you go through to dictate where you're going.
Okay, and
Um
that's a good.
so
Now, is that a children's book too? Are these all children's books? Oh,
no,
is
so
it?
my first two books are for adults, for young
Oh,
adults.
okay, okay. Because I was gonna say that's a good message for an adult.
It is. I like that.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
And the second one is actually a journal. It's called My Safe Space. And it's a journal that has prompts in it for about 10 to 15 prompts to help you work through your emotions. Like one of the prompts is, who would I be if I no longer identified as the scars I have?
Mm.
Because I think that we hold on to when people say, "Oh, you're the depressed girl," or "You're the ugly one," and we take that on many times as who we are, and that's not true. And in the journal, it talks a lot about seeing yourself the way God sees you, seeing yourself as who you were created to be. So that's what my first two books are about.
Okay, so you write books to motivate people.
That's what I was about to
Yes,
say. Motivating young people.
Hmm.
yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
What gave you the inspiration to take that specific platform?
I took that platform. Motivation behind that was when I was deep in my dark place. What did I need to help me get out of that? What could have been said to me that would have pulled me out of that dark place I was in? And so I always wanted it to be where I'm helping somebody. Looking back, I don't want to ever get too far in life where I forget to look back and help somebody come forward. So that's where it came from for me, my own experiences of trauma, abuse, and just negativity. And I said to myself, okay, Deborah, what could have been said to you that would have made you not go through years of pain?
Right.
Mm.
Yes,
And that
ma'am.
helps because do you think that was it that you didn't have an adult who didn't say those things to you, or was it maybe you had the adult who said these things to you, but you didn't believe it at the time? Because I think in my case, when I was younger, I had adults who said these who may have said the right things to me, but I
Hmm.
don't know that I necessarily believed them, or they said they might have said the right things, but I'm like, well, that's not going to work. These kids aren't going to hear that, or I don't really believe that. So I didn't really take it in. I didn't really internalize it at the time. So that sometimes that can be the differentiator, so to speak.
Yes, and I definitely think it was a mixture of both. I think it was I didn't have the adult there that I didn't have the adult I wanted to be there.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
So
Mm.
the person that said it to me was like, "Well, I don't need to hear this from you. I need to hear this maybe from my dad," and he's not saying it. The person that I needed to hear it from. So I might have heard it from like someone at church, but it felt like it didn't hit to my heart the way it would have came from my dad.
that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that it's important to to dig deeper, of course, as you grow older and as you learn yourself, dig deeper, because there are definitely those people there that said, Deborah, you're beautiful, Deborah, you're smart. But it was like, oh, well, you're just saying that because you're a church lady. Okay.
Right. Oh, you're everybody's gonna tell a kid that they're beautiful, and everybody's gonna
Right.
tell a kid they're smart.
Right.
Right.
But you hadn't internalized it.
Right.
You
Yes.
made it your own.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think that's something that I think we as adults have to learn. We can't just tell a kid that they're beautiful and they're smart, because kids are going to look at us like, of course you're going to say that. You're an adult, or your mom. Of course you're going to say
Right.
I'm pretty. No mom is going to tell their kid they're ugly. Of course you're going to tell me I'm pretty. You
Right.
know, I need somebody who's going to tell me that and I'm going to believe them. So
Yeah.
I think we adults have to realize that our kids are not going to believe us when we tell them those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may believe them later, but some
Right.
people have mothers that tell them that they're ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But we
unfortunate.
but when we have
Bless you.
when our kids know that we are not the type of parents who are going to say that.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to give them a boost,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, and sometimes we parents think that our love will will be enough, but it's not always.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You do
I've
have to live in the world. Children have to live in the world with their peers for
yeah.
for for really the rest of their lives. After they go to school and then they go to college. Those are some new peers, and then
Yeah.
you go to work. Those are some other peers.
Yeah. And I
So,
think, and I've heard this saying before that, it takes 1,000 good jobs to wash away one you're stupid. So it's like
oh,
you
you
can
mean
hear,
saying good job?
yes, saying good job.
Okay, because
Sorry.
you lost me in the first. You lost me at first, but yeah, okay, yeah, a thousand positive statements to watch out one. Do you think it takes that many? It could be,
I
but
think so.
it's a multiplier. You're
Yeah.
saying that the positives, you need a lot more of those to
Right.
erase the negative statements.
Yes. Yes. Because for whatever reason, we as humans, the negative, we accept the negative, but we're not as quick to accept the positive.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I told my stepsons when they were growing up, there's something about, and this is along those same lines. Kids who are going in a bad direction are much more persuasive than the kids going in the right direction.
Hmm.
So that's why your parents tell you they try to guard your associations, because those kids going around, kids getting in trouble or whatever, sometimes they seem to be cool, sometimes they're popular or whatever, but there's something strong about the pull to the negative
Hmm.
that can be stronger when you're
Yeah.
growing up than the pulling to the positive, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's some kind of law or theory.
Right.
But it is true. The people who are doing wrong things are more persuasive, have more energy. The energy is strong. It's something about it. I don't know what that principle or law is, but that's been my observation and experience just over living for years, is that. And
Yeah.
so, that's why you really have to be careful about who your children associate
Hmm.
with, because
Yeah.
one mistake can be life altering.
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. And I think to what you were saying, to your point, I think that in this day and age, especially with social media, the negative is so glamorized and you get all these perks or all these
Yeah,
things
yeah,
because the Bible says the root of all evil is the love of money, and
yeah.
I
And
feel like
because people are monetizing, they're
hmm
getting paid, pushing all this negative things about other people, and then people are starting to push it even about themselves,
right.
um, to where just to make money, and it's just, you know, is it worth that? You know, it's like, is it this one guy was on a it was a video I saw about one guy who was jumping off of a building onto I don't know, it was like a two-story building, but he was jumping off of a building to what how can I say it tastefully to uh hit his privates
Mm,
on it wasn't on cement, but it was on the ground, and it was to get views.
wow.
I'm like, you could be sterile. You can be, you know,
People are
you
doing all kinds of
can do
crazy
all
things
kinds
just
of
to get views.
crazy stuff to get
Yes.
views. You know, and well, and then the OnlyFans. That's
Hmm.
you know where people are. I don't know what goes on over there. Don't want to know, but I know what it is.
Right.
I don't want to have any parts of it. But people are monetizing their sex on whatever their proclivities, their what do you call it? Their passions, their
I've never been on OnlyFans. I know
uh,
I made a joke about it a couple weeks ago,
oh
but
you
I mean, yeah, I said I was gonna have I was gonna start an OnlyFans for my feet, because of the government shutdown. Um, I needed to get some
what,
money
what would your feet be doing?
because I needed a pedicure, and
Oh, oh,
I
oh,
said
oh,
there was
okay, to raise
I said there
money for
was
your feet because you need a
Mhm.
pedicure.
I said that there was probably a market for people who looking at feet that
Have a
needed
foot
a pedicure.
fetish. Somebody might have a foot fetish. You could have some. No, I'm not gonna say that. Anyway,
I said there was probably a market for people who like looking at feet that need a pedicure. That's what
there's people with all kinds of weird fetishes and stuff. So I'm
but
sure
no, that I
there's
mean,
a
I
market
think
for
that
everything.
there's probably a decent market on OnlyFans that's not nasty, but I don't know because I've never
No,
been on
me
OnlyFans.
either. I don't. I will never. I can say this on air. I will never go on OnlyFans.
Right.
I don't want to know what's going on. Just hearing about somebody selling themselves like that for $1. It's creepy. I don't. Oh, I mean, how are you
Yeah.
gonna live that down later on?
Right. Right.
You're not gonna be. You can't be old on there. So what are you gonna do for there might be a market for old people. This might be so some people have sex with dead bodies, so you never know. I forgot what that's called, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of those isms, or it's it's one some
Well,
I
this
forgot what the
conversation
name
has
of
taken a disturbing
it
turn.
has taken a turn. But I'm
Oh
glad
my.
that we were able to make you laugh, Deborah. So see, sometimes you have to make things light. You have to keep it light because otherwise it'll get heavy really quick.
Yes.
You know. So anyway, um, how can people get your books?
So the book is available on bkroyston.com
Okay.
and it'll be on there. My contact information is also on there. So you can reach out to me personally or you can just go out to the website and you can order it from there.
Okay, and also show us the cover of Hello Beautiful again.
Yes, ma'am.
I think now who did your artwork for you?
I actually did the artwork on ChatGPT.
Oh, so
Yes, ma'am.
what were your prompts?
My prompts were like first I did the setting of like set it in a spring time frame, and then
Okay.
I it was more so of putting the emotion I wanted in the prompt of what I wanted the
Okay.
character to emote in that scene, and then it was African American families, African American young girl. Those are the type of prompts I put in.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks nice.
Thank you.
It came out very nice. I, I I guess some of the imagery that you get from that, I haven't delved deeply into it, but I have used it for, in a limited way. But
Hmm.
a lot of people are really using it for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And some people are using it to actually write books. So I hope that wasn't the case. But I believe the book should come from here in your heart,
Yes.
whatever it is. And but again, people do things if they think it's going to be a quick buck, then
Right.
they're doing that too. But thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for writing books to encourage people to
Yes.
put some positivity into their lives
Yes,
and
ma'am.
let them know that there's always tomorrow. You know, there's always tomorrow. So
Yes.
anyway, you have a great night and
Yes, ma'am.
congratulations on your book.
Thank you. You ladies have a great night too, and thank you for having me.
Thank you
You
and
too.
congratulations.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.